The most exciting thing right now in Addressable is just supply enablement is finally moving at a rapid clip. We're still challenged by the fact that there are lots of different inventory sources and different systems, but I think especially with the advent of 5G and ATSC3 on the near-term horizon, we're going to see a move toward more and more inventory becoming technically addressable. Some brands are really heavily leaned into addressable. I think the two big areas are ones where either there's a very tightly defined target for what they're doing.
Right.
So financial services, some of the pharma companies focused on biologics, some of the automakers who, especially the ones with narrower target audiences, luxury. And the other ones are companies that have CRM data. So they're able to think about using TV like the way they use other digital sources, and that would be, the DTCs, even we work with McDonald's, and they've got an app and loyalty data, and they're trying to use that to shape their addressable strategies. We're really trying to lead our clients to think about video holistically, and that means addressability across whatever format and insertion technology is available. Right. So to think about what the value of it is, rather than is it in linear programming versus in VOD versus in OTT versus somewhere else. 5 years out, or maybe it's 8 or 10 years,
right,
all TV advertising will be technically addressable.
Right.
So, meaning it will be enabled for some kind of dynamic ad insertion against some kind of a target audience. And on some level, it doesn't matter whether that's happening on the glass of the TV set through a smart TV or through a set-top box or through a streaming app. I think then the conversation we need to have is about how do you balance marketers' needs for broad reach mass
Right.
campaigns that are still absolutely relevant in the marketplace and useful and fantastic at brand building versus the much more precisely targeted, hard, conversion-driven, one-to-one world that we come from in digital. We're using Addressable today to try to build around linear and digital campaign exposure,
Right.
and also using digital to try to build around linear exposure by looking at granular data to understand, who saw what, and use that to hopefully reduce overfrequency. I think the challenge today is twofold. One, there's not true census data on the linear TV side, so I don't have a complete record of who's already seen the campaign and who hasn't. And there's also a data transparency issue on the digital side because many of the players in the digital ecosystem, the walled gardens, as well as many of the larger platform companies, don't share that data. So I think both of those point to a world where for us to build a more efficient advertising ecosystem, we need collaboration around data sharing to enable both planning and measurement against a unified data environment. The future of measurement definitely includes getting away from the raw volumetric past that we've lived in, and that means ratings and GRPs and TRPs, and mass audiences they need to go away. And part of the reason they need to go away is a function of ad loads. We need to be able to deliver fewer, more valuable impressions, or we're going to just lose consumers to non-ad supported media. The buy, sell, and delivery sides of the industry need to come together to establish some standard methods for aggregating and storing delivery data, by which I mean content delivery and ad delivery data, whether that's, again, from smart TVs or set-top boxes or streaming devices or browsers or mobile devices or server logs or any of those things. creating a unified set of records, because we can't put all of that data in one place. We just need to standardize the format. Adding on top of that a layer that lets us go from that delivery data to people, and that's going to be some kind of panel, and aggregating that data set as a standard underlying data layer that can be used by buyers and sellers in the marketplace. And I think that's the only way we get from quote measurement, which is what we have before because we couldn't actually count what was going on, to a world where everyone can count based on the same underlying data and use that to understand what people saw, when they saw it, and what they did afterwards.